Good morning. Well, yesterday's video was a bit of a surprise. Me trying to buy a 5 Series, 86,000 views. If a newspaper did something wrong, they would print some amendments. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. But what we're going to do as well is we're going to try and buy a Volvo Estate and a Volkswagen Estate. So let me first close some of these tabs that I've got open because I've got loads of tabs open. Let's close these and have a quick look at what's going on in the world at the same time. I don't want to dwell on any of this because it is grim. Right, what we've got here, this is GB News. It's unpatriotic, residents fume at council for taking down the union flags. That's in Derby. Then you've got this horrendous thing that has happened in Oxford. There you go, I'm not even going to read it out. There's the title. 5 men involved. But today they have announced that they've worked out what one of them looked like. We've only have a description of one man, and he was white. So that's interesting. If I went and viewed 5 cars yesterday, and you said to me, Geoff, what make and model were the cars you looked at yesterday? And I could only remember one of them. Would you find that a bit odd? I'd find that a bit odd. Taliban commander's nephew wins asylum bid to bring family to UK despite the warnings of a burden on the public purse. We know that he's a Taliban commander, or the nephew of a Taliban commander, and he's bringing all his family over, so that's nice as well. It's good when we're nice to people, isn't it? And then there's this one as well, which I won't dwell on because I'm going to make this a special video. ANPR barriers will be installed at recycling centres. Barriers with automatic number plate recognition will be installed at recycling centres. Bedfordshire introduced 20-minute booking slots. And basically, imagine when they connect your digital ID to your number plate, they'll be able to monitor how much stuff you're getting rid of, which will allow them to further monitor your impact on the planet and further restrict you based on how much stuff you're consuming. So that's nice. Let's close that one down as well. Oh, look, an explosive battery blaze in South Korea paralyzes vital government services. So all of the data that was stored in the data center is actually halted hundreds of online government services, including postal and tax facilities, because of a fire at a data facility. That's bad news, isn't it? What else are we looking at in these tabs? The best dumb phones and non-smartphones to buy for basic calls and text. There's been an uptick in the amount of people buying simple Nokias, apparently, even since digital ID was announced just the other day. So there's lots here. I fancy one of these, actually, a Nokia 3210. If you want to see me buy and review a Nokia 3210, then let me know. 70 quid at Amazon. Maybe I'll just get one of those. Mrs. G is looking at a Nokia 2660. But interestingly as well, when you scroll down, you end up on something that says, here you go, best budget Android smartphone, Google Pixel 9a. And when you click that, it takes you here. It's £449. That's not a budget phone. Right, that's that. That is all my tabs closed down. Let's just close Facebook and Twitter as well. So let's go into, we've got the Volvo range here, but first let's do some amendments, right? The BMW X6M, let's take that. The BMW X6M competition has combined CO2 of 299 to 305. Now, this is what I got wrong. I need to go into the calculate first year road tax for unregistered cars, and that's this tab over here. So it's a new unregistered car. Yes, next. So we'll have that. What is the CO2 value of the car? Well, what did it say over there? It said 299 to 305. So let's put in 299. What is the fuel type? Now, the X6M is petrol only, or is it a hybrid? I don't know. I think it's petrol only. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt and say that it's a petrol diesel hybrid. Is it £40,000 or higher? Well, yes, because the X6M was what? £140,000? So that means the first year road tax is £5,490. And then from year 2, you've got to add on the £195, which is the standard rate, and the £425, which means I was wrong in what I said. New cars are even more expensive than I thought when they are above the basic tax rate. The basic tax rate is 195, but if you buy anything that is over and above that, you are into some absolutely shocking road tax figures. Okay, now that we've resolved that, let's do what I'm good at. I'll buy a Volvo, or a Volvo, because I still haven't sorted out what I'm doing with my teeth, but I might be going to Turkey. We'll find out. Right, do I want an SUV? No. Do I want a crossover? No. Do I want a saloon? No, because a saloon is like a weaker form of estate car. So let's have an estate. I can have a plug-in hybrid, or a mild hybrid. Now, I don't drink much, so I'm going to go for mild, but the plug-in hybrid V90, which to be fair, is 5 Series size, so that's where we should be starting, starts at £59,000. So let's have a mild hybrid V60, and it starts at £41,000. So we are still over and above the rate for the luxury car tax. Now, what we need to know is the new, there you go, 143 grams a kilometre. So it's giving us that. So now we can work out how much tax my new mild hybrid is going to actually cost me. If I can go back on there. Right, what did I say it was? It is my mild hybrid V60, which is grey at the moment. We won't be having a grey one. 143 grams per kilogram. Let's go over here and change that to 143. And we know that it's a petrol or diesel hybrid, and we know that it's above £40,000. Next, so the first year tax on my Volvo, on this one, is £540. So it is significantly cheaper than the BMW X6M, which is good, because you will look like significantly less of a knobber if you're driving a Volvo Estate over an X6M competition. After that, it's 195 and 425. So it's still, what's that, 10 grand in tax? No, it's not 10 grand. I can't do maths. But that's how much money I'm going to be spending on tax. £540 for the first year, and for the second year, 195 plus 625 up until year 6. That's an insane amount of road tax, and we haven't even specced up the car yet. So let's go on and do that, right? We want, do we want Plus or Ultra? Ultra gives, a panoramic roof. I've got to have a panoramic roof, so we'll have that. We're going to have the B4 mild hybrid, which gives me a combined fuel consumption of 44.8. Don't forget, that's a lot worse than my Volvo 850 TDI that's almost 30 years old that we've left in Bulgaria. But I need to buy a new one because we've left this in Bulgaria. So let's now choose a colour, and I can't have an interesting colour. I can have black, blue, and it's not even like a deep, it's not an exciting blue, grey, silver, or forest lake. Why can't I have a red? Why can't I have anything exciting? A yellow, a nice green. There's nothing, so we're going to have to go for denim blue, and that's £685. It's rich and smoky. Wheels, I've got one choice of wheels. Interior, I've got two choices. This is ridiculous. Why can't I have a tan leather interior? I don't want blonde. I can have blonde and charcoal. I want beige. That's it. That's my only options. Safety and security, I've got to pay £150 for a spare wheel. Oh, let's do it just for the fun of it. Let's have a spare wheel. Right, internal, what we got here? EU, CSE of Northern Ireland, exterior, mud flaps, that'll be handy. £87 for mud flaps. Let's have those because they are useful. Pack and load, tow bar foldable. To be fair, my 850 TDI and the Saab that I mentioned in the video both got tow bars, so we need to add that. I hate load covers. I always end up putting them in the tip. Not that I can put them in the tip anymore because my tip visits are going to be monitored. I don't need a protective grille because I don't have a dog, but I do have cats which will be coming travelling with us. And I'm sorry, but I'm not paying £92 for a luggage net when someone with a T-Meal account can buy me one for £4. Load carriers, wing bars, £300. I'm going to pass on that. I'll find my own. Driver support, dash cams, £537. £335. No thanks. I've been offered one free, but nobody wants to see me review a dash cam. All-weather cabin floor mats. That's actually useful. I'll have those. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to pay £51 for the spectacle holder because I love having my specs by my mirror. So I got to have that. Seats. Can I have rear seats? So it's a 7-seater? No, I can't. I don't need Volvo Protect at £405. I don't need a charging I forgot this is a hybrid, isn't it? Don't want a bag. So my total before delivery is £47,927. And I think you'll agree, I've actually been fairly sensible with the options. £47,927 for the car, plus the road tax, which we know is over here, £540 for the first year, £680 or whatever it is for the next 5 years. So that is how much it would cost me to buy a Volvo equivalent of my Saab or my own actual Volvo. I restored my own actual Volvo for less than this total amount of road tax. This is where we're at now. Now, let's go and try, let's close that down, see if we can speed the internet up a bit. Let's try and buy a Volkswagen. What I'd love is something like a simple family estate car, all right? So, I don't want new models configurator, all models. Let's check that that's there. So, I can have a Polo. A basic Polo is now £21,000. Tiggo and T-Cross are SUVs. T-Roc is an SUV. T-Roc is an SUV. Golf hatch is not big enough. Golf Estate, not quite big enough. ID3, no thank you. It's electric. It's not big enough. Tiguan, I don't want an SUV. Tayron, I don't want an SUV. ID4, I don't want an SUV that they forgot to design. ID5, like I just said, it's exactly the same thing. Touran, no, because I'm not a taxi driver. Passat, well, that's going to be our only one then, isn't it? I don't want an ID7 Tourer because, again, they forgot to design it. They're awful. Look at these cars. They're absolutely horrible. I'm getting more and more annoyed. A Touareg is now £71,000. Looks a bargain compared to an X5. I don't need a multivan. I don't want a commercial vehicle, and I don't want an ID Buzz. That's a lie. I do want an ID Buzz, but I want it with a 2-litre diesel engine. So, we're stuck with buying a Passat, which means if I had a single option on, we're going to be into this luxury car tax thing. Is that the Passat? No, there's the Passat here. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I was just so distracted by the fact that they forgot to design most of the Volkswagen ID range. So, let's buy a Passat. If I add £50 worth of options, it becomes a luxury car. So, build your Passat. Let's take a look. I'm quite enjoying this. I hope you like this video because these are fun to make. Do I want a Life, a Match, an Elegance, or an R-Line? Now, my Saab is a 200 odd horsepower turbo. So realistically, it's probably the R-Line that is equivalent. Now, why on earth would I want a Volkswagen Passat, which is a big car, with a 1.5 litre engine and 110 kilowatts and 9.3 to 60? All right, so I can't have the Life because that's going to be painful. I'm going to have something higher up. I don't want a 1.5. I don't want a 1.5. That means if I want a 2-litre engine, I'm going to have the R-Line. Right. We're already £5,000 over the luxury car tax thing. So we're paying luxury car tax. The 1.5 ETSI is allegedly rated at 50.9 miles per gallon, which again is less than my 30-year-old diesel Volvo. I want the 2-litre TSI, which is only 40.4 miles to the gallon. Shocking. It's 159 grams per kilometre. So let's go back and take a look at that, because it's 159, and find out how much tax our Passat is going to cost. We know it's a hybrid, to tax for the first year. £1,360! Oh my gosh, it's a Passat. It's a family car. This is getting ridiculous now, isn't it? This is even worse than the BMW video. First year, 1,360 quid. Standard rate of tax after that, 195 plus 425 for the first 5 years. 6 years, sorry, because it's additional. Yeah, it's the 5 years after the first year. Wow, this is absolutely nuts. All right, let's carry on for the fun of it. Let's configure it. 204 horsepower, 40 to the gallon. Let's have that one then. Oh, hang on. We could get 199 miles to the gallon if I have the 1.5 hybrid, and the that's 30. Oh, tell you what, let's do that then. Go on. No, because I don't want a 1.5. E-hybrid, 32 grams per kilometre, but it's lugging around a massive battery. There's not a chance in hell it's going to do 199 miles to the gallon, and it's not equivalent to what I've got. Oh, Geoff, you're stuck in the past. All right, let's have the 272 horsepower plug-in hybrid. Let's have this one. 1.5 TSI e-hybrid, 6-speed DSG, petrol, 192 to the gallon, 33 grams per kilometre. That means it's only going to cost me 33, there's that number again. It's going to cost me £110 for my first year tax, but I've still got to pay the luxury car tax. So that is at least going to be affordable. Let's then look at some options, because there is no way I'm going to drive around in a white Volkswagen Passat. Are there any nice colours? No, so it's going to have to be red. What's that? Mariposit green metallic, black, grey, white, blue, red. Where are all the interesting colours gone? Two-tone. Two-tone. Chili red metallic and granadilla black. That basically makes it black at the bottom. Or I could have an R-Line signature pack with black styling for 3,400 quid. No thanks. What I'll do is when I get this car, I'll take it to Russell at Science Central and see if I can get him to just wrap the black bits, and it will cost me significantly less. Alloy wheels, we can have those, or we can have these ones. £730, 19-inch Leeds high gloss black with dark graphite inserts. They're ugly, so I don't want them. I'll have the standard wheels, but I don't like the colour of them. I can only have one colour. It's not going to let me have anything other than this style of wheels. Right, I've got to have heated seats, but because this is a higher specification car, it's probably got heated seats, but I don't want black. I want a beige interior. Look, everything inside. Seats, black. Instrument panel, black. Carpet, black. Roof lining, black. I don't want black. Why have I got to have black? I can't even change it. Why can't I change the interior colour? Right, someone can correct me in the comments. This video is already too long. I don't want an infotainment display. I don't want a tyre pressure monitoring system. I don't need premium textile floor mats. Look how much you can spend on this stuff. If your company is buying it for you, you'd probably tick all of these. We recommend a sunblind set for £318 and some door sill protectors. Let's put mud flaps on, because I put mud flaps on the Volvo, and that's fair. Mud flaps, protective strip for tailgate, vehicle tracker. I'm probably going to need that because it is going to get stolen. And that's it. That's my summary. So my Passat is £52,357. I haven't got a colour that I want. I haven't got an interior that I want. And I haven't even got the wheels that I want. So why would I buy that? So let's go over to eBay, and instead we will buy a Volkswagen Passat. VW Passat diesel, 2011, 1.6 TDI, diesel, manual, 5-door estate. That will do. Reserve not met. Buy it now, 1,950 quid. That car does everything that this car does, this car does, except it does it cheaper. So that is it. Thank you very much for watching this video. That is me trying to buy an estate car in 2025, and that is why the state of things is so unbelievably broken. Cool. Have a great day.